The story begins with a man named David breaking into his own house. He has no idea that all the cameras inside have already stopped working. Meanwhile, we see two thieves, Sarah and Jason, who have been constantly keeping an eye on David, watching his every move and tracking where he hides things. They need the codes to every safe in David's house. Sarah tells Jason to activate every camera. No matter what happens, we can't afford to fail this time because we're about to pull off the biggest heist of our lives. Soon, David opens one of the safes and takes out some files. Sarah and Jason are thrilled because they finally have the safe code. This is exactly what they were looking for. A little later, David leaves the house. He heads out to deliver a speech. Sitting in front of him are some of the richest people in the city. He begins talking about how dangerous addiction can be. Addiction can be to anything, and the worst part about it is that it turns into a habit. Once you become addicted, you can't quit even if you desperately want to. You realize that things are going wrong and that you're making terrible choices, but by then everything is already out of your control. He explains that his NGO is fighting against addiction by educating people that it is a disease. As long as you were doing something just for fun, it was fine, but after a certain point, it becomes an illness, and the first step is accepting that reality. He tells everyone how much money he is donating to the NGO and encourages the wealthy guests to think about how much they are willing to contribute as well. Everyone starts discussing donations. On the other side, we see Sarah and Jason making their final preparations. They are now completely ready for the robbery. Sarah starts packing her bag and tells Jason to destroy every piece of evidence. Jason burns everything so that even if someone comes here later, they won't be able to figure out who had been spying on David. After driving for a while, they arrive outside David's house. But before entering, they must disable all the security cameras. Jason successfully completes the job after a few minutes. Then they walk up to the front door. Instead of sneaking in through the back, they decide to enter through the main entrance. One by one, they unlock the doors and quietly make their way inside the house. Jason stays downstairs while Sarah heads upstairs. Her job is to open the safe and take out everything inside. Sarah knows that this is the last job of her life. If they succeed today, she'll never have to steal again. She'll be able to spend the rest of her life in complete comfort. But after reaching upstairs, she suddenly realizes that David may have returned home. She freezes for a moment, and she is right. David has already entered the house. The moment he steps inside, a violent fight breaks out between him and Jason. They struggle for a long time. David manages to seriously injure Jason, but in the end, Jason pulls the trigger and shoots David, knocking him to the floor. David is still alive. Jason drags him over to the bed, and Sarah joins them. She is terrified and tells Jason that they need to leave immediately. But Jason pauses for a moment and says, "He has seen both our faces. We can't just leave him alive." Sarah replies, "I don't care. We'll leave the country and disappear." Jason shakes his head. "That's not possible." Sarah stares at him and asks, "What are you trying to say? That we should kill him? We're thieves, not murderers." But Jason refuses to listen. He says, "This was supposed to be our last mission. But if he survives, he'll spend the rest of his life hunting us down, and we'll spend the rest of ours running away." David has heard everything they are saying. Jason continues, "You know exactly what will happen if this man survives and tells the police about us. They'll catch us and throw us in prison. And prison is the last place I ever want to end up. I'd rather die than spend my life behind bars." The two of them walk back toward David. David looks at them and starts laughing. "You two are complete amateurs. You have no idea whose house you've broken into. This place has a high-end security system, and I've already pressed the panic button. My security team will be here any minute." Jason laughs and replies, "Maybe you don't know this, but before they arrive, they always make a confirmation call. And your phone is with me." Just then, the security company calls. Jason answers the phone pretending to be David. He tells them that he accidentally pressed the panic button. But the security operators are smarter than he expected. They aren't willing to believe him so easily. They tell him, "Sir, you'll need to provide your security code. Without it, we can't disable the alarm." Jason has no idea what the code is. He tries making excuses, saying that he has just returned home and forgotten it. But the operators reply, "Sir, if you can't verify the code, we'll immediately send a full security team to your house." Jason quickly rushes to David's computer and hacks into it. After a few minutes, he successfully finds the code. As soon as he gives it to the security operators, they inform him that the panic alarm has been disabled. Hearing this, Jason finally breathes a sigh of relief. He returns to David once again. David immediately starts provoking him. I don't think you're a professional thief at all. You have a gun in your hand, yet you're still thinking about whether you can actually kill me. I know you'll never have the courage to pull the trigger. David keeps taunting him over and over again. Meanwhile, Jason continues searching every corner of the house. After some time, he discovers a collection of photographs. Every single one of them is horrifying. They contain children being abused and subjected to unimaginable crimes. The moment Jason sees those pictures, he completely loses his temper. David quickly says, "Nothing is too late yet. I want both of you to leave my house right now. I won't report anything to the police, and no one will ever come looking for you." But Jason has already made up his mind. He now understands that David is a monster, a man responsible for countless horrific crimes. David keeps trying to reason with them again and again, but neither of them listens. Jason walks outside to meet Sarah and says, "We're going to kill him. We can't let him stay alive. But we need to plan it in such a way that his death looks like an accident. It must not look like murder." Sarah tells him that he's making another mistake. Jason replies, "Just look at this man. At first, I was thinking about letting him live. But if he survives, he'll continue abusing more children, and not just that. He'll keep destroying the lives of people throughout the city. Behind the mask of running an NGO, this man is carrying out some of the most horrific crimes imaginable. I'm thinking of taking him to the rooftop and throwing him off." Sarah shakes her head. "That won't work. His body already has injuries. When the police arrive, they'll immediately realize he was beaten, shot, and then thrown off the roof." Jason realizes she has a point. The two of them continue discussing whether they should strangle him instead, and once again, David overhears every word. As soon as they return inside the house, David says, "Look, if you want more money, I'm willing to give it to you. I have plenty of money. Take it and forget about me." Jason laughs and replies, "No. Now I'm going to kill you, and I'll leave all these photographs on top of your dead body, so the whole world can see what kind of monster you really are." Jason says that he's going to shoot him. Sarah immediately stops him. "We can't do that. I have a better plan. First, we'll clean the entire house. We'll wipe away every trace of blood so no one will know what happened here or realize that anyone else was inside this house. When I came upstairs earlier, I noticed a carbon monoxide source downstairs. We'll release it into the room, and that's how he'll die." Jason says, "I want this man to suffer. Carbon monoxide will kill him too peacefully." But Sarah tells him not to overthink it. "Go get the equipment. We'll start cleaning." As soon as Jason leaves, David begins manipulating Sarah instead. He says, "Do you really think you can kill me so easily and walk away without getting caught? The world has changed. The FBI will investigate this case, and AI technology will help track both of you down. Eventually, you'll end up in prison. There's only one way for both of you to stay safe. Take the money and leave me alive." Sarah looks at him and replies, "I'm not falling for your tricks. I've seen monsters just like you before." With that, she walks into the closet to search through it. A few moments later, Jason comes upstairs, and now David starts manipulating him instead. He says, "That woman is very clever. She's using you. I've seen women like her before. I think you've always been trapped in her web. Even today, she's making you do all the dirty work. She could kill me herself if she wanted to, but she doesn't want the blame on her shoulders. If the police catch you tomorrow, you'll take all the punishment while she'll get away with a much lighter sentence." After hearing that, Jason angrily tells David to shut his mouth. Just then, Sarah comes out of the room and says, "There's a huge supply of drugs inside. I have an even better plan. We'll give him a drug overdose, and that'll kill him. Everyone will believe he was secretly using drugs and died from an overdose." Both of them think it's a good idea. They immediately begin cleaning the house, making sure not a single drop of blood is left behind. But during the cleanup, Jason suddenly feels intense pain in his hand. A sharp piece of metal had become lodged in his hand during the fight with David. He goes into the bathroom to remove it, while Sarah continues cleaning outside. After finishing the cleanup, Sarah walks into the bathroom and sees Jason struggling in pain. She tells him, "There are plenty of medicines and surgical instruments in this house. Don't worry, I'll help you." She brings the medical supplies, and after a while, She successfully removes the metal fragment from Jason's hand. Finally, Jason feels relieved. Sarah says, "First, we'll give him the overdose. Then we'll bring him into the bathroom and drop him from above. His head will hit the edge of the bathtub. Everyone will think he came into the bathroom while under the influence of drugs, collapsed from the overdose, hit his head, and died." Jason says, "My backpack is still out on the balcony. I'll go get it." When the two of them return to David, he says, "I heard your entire plan. It still won't work. You clearly didn't do enough research on me. I travel around the world giving speeches about how terrible drug addiction is. Of all the things people might believe about me, drug abuse would be the last one. If I die from an overdose, the police will become even more suspicious." David continues playing mind games with both of them, and they're completely confused about what they should do next. A little later, Jason steps outside. Sarah asks him, "What's wrong?" Jason replies, "I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Because of those mistakes, the people closest to me have suffered. My daughter died because of one of my mistakes. And now I feel like I've made another terrible mistake. I should have planned everything more carefully so David wouldn't have come home, and we could have completed the robbery and escaped. But now we're trapped." He pauses for a moment before continuing, "But you don't need to worry. I want you to take everything and leave. I'll stay here. I'll finish David myself, and when the police come, they'll come after me, not you. They'll never come looking for you. Go live the peaceful life you've always dreamed of." After hearing that, Sarah says, "What are you talking about? Why are you giving up? If anyone stays behind, it'll be me. I know you never want to go to prison, but I don't care if the police arrest me. I want you to leave. Then it'll be my decision whether I kill David or not." But after hearing her words, Jason becomes even more determined that he should be the one to stay. Both of them keep insisting that the other should leave, yet neither of them is willing to go. Just then, they suddenly realize that someone is entering the house, and David hears the sound as well. David suddenly starts shouting for help. Sarah immediately tells Jason, "Go and keep him quiet. I'll go downstairs." Jason doesn't understand what she's planning. A moment later, Sarah walks downstairs and sees that a woman has already entered the house. The woman even has a key to the house. Sarah steps in front of her and says, "I don't know who you are, but David wants to spend tonight only with me, and I don't want you to ruin his mood." The woman looks at Sarah for a few moments and replies, "Just tell David that I have an important message for him." After saying that, she leaves. David becomes completely frustrated. As soon as Sarah comes back upstairs, he looks at her and says, "You have no idea who that woman was. She was the district attorney, and she has seen your face. If anything happens to me now, neither of you will escape. You're in serious trouble because she has already seen you." Hearing this, Sarah starts panicking. Jason has no idea what to do either. Their situation keeps getting worse and worse. Just then, they notice the headlights of a car shining through the windows. Jason starts panicking again, thinking that someone else is about to enter the house. But after a few moments, the car simply turns away, and they finally calm down. At that moment, Sarah pulls out a gun and says, "Enough is enough. I'm going to shoot this man." Seeing the gun, Jason becomes furious. He asks, "Where did you get that gun? You broke our rules. You were always the one saying that we should never carry guns during a job. What's really going on? Who are you? I don't even understand you anymore. What have you lied to me about? I want to know the whole truth. Tell me what your real mission is. We came here only to steal watches. I want to see every single one of those watches." Jason immediately checks the bag where Sarah was supposed to keep the stolen watches. Stealing the watches had been her responsibility. But when he opens the bag, there isn't a single watch inside. Now he's even angrier. "Then why did you come here?" Hearing this, David starts laughing and says, "Now I understand everything. I know this girl. Her name is Sarah. She had a sister named Lucy. Lucy was a drug addict. Over time, her condition became worse and worse, and eventually, she took her own life." The moment Sarah hears this, she explodes with rage and shouts, "Shut your mouth. I know you killed my sister." At that instant, Jason finally understands why Sarah came to this house. She was never interested in the watches. She came here only to kill David and avenge her sister's death. Jason looks at Sarah and says, "You used me. If this was about taking revenge for your sister, you could have told me. Why did you pretend to love me?" Sarah replies, "I really do love you. I never pretended, and I still don't want you to get involved in this. Leave right now. I'll be the one who kills David. Jason tries to stop her. You shouldn't do this. You're blinded by revenge. What's happened to you? The Sarah I know could never kill anyone. Sarah answers, maybe not, but I can kill the man who killed my sister. After saying that, she walks outside to bring some things. Jason sits beside David and asks, did you really kill Lucy? David replies, no. I loved her, but she was addicted to drugs, and eventually, I started using drugs with her too. After some time, I tried to stop her. Slowly, my family found out about us. My wife believed I was having an affair with Lucy, so I ended all ties with her. Even then, I still wanted to take care of her. But Lucy never stopped. After I left her, she got into even harder drugs. She started injecting herself, and eventually, those drugs took her life. After hearing this, Jason says, Sarah is capable of doing anything. She believes you killed Lucy. There's a knife in my back pocket. Take it out. Just then, Sarah returns. Jason tries to convince her once again. You shouldn't do this. You're going down the wrong path. But Sarah refuses to listen. At that moment, Jason unties David's hands. David immediately attacks Sarah. She runs downstairs as fast as she can. David chases her through the entire house, shouting, for your own good, come out and face me. Suddenly, David notices that his neighbor, Jack, has entered the house. Jack angrily confronts David. Tell me where my wife is. I know she's in your house. I heard the two of you talking at the party. My wife has always been unfaithful, but I need proof against her. Only then can I divorce her. Tell me where she is. David replies, this is not the right time. Your wife is not in my house. Get out of here. But Jack believes David is lying. He attacks him. David brutally beats Jack and kills him. After killing Jack, David continues moving through the house. Then he shouts at Sarah, I've already prepared the perfect story for the police. I killed this man, my neighbor. Next, I'll kill you too. Then I'll tell everyone that both of you were drug addicts who came here to stop me because I was leading an anti-drug campaign. Sarah is terrified. She can no longer think clearly. At that moment, David grabs her from behind and says, I still want you to know that I didn't directly kill your sister, but I was responsible for her death. I was the one supplying all the drugs she used. She died because of an overdose. And now I'm going to do the same thing to you. Your boyfriend, Jason, is lying upstairs. First I'll kill you, then I'll kill him. Tomorrow, when the media arrives, I'll become a hero in everyone's eyes for killing 3 drug addicts. At that very moment, Sarah pulls out a knife from behind her and stabs David, again and again. She says, now let me tell the real story. Your neighbor came into your house looking for his wife. The two of you got into a fight. You killed him, and then he killed you. After saying that, she ends David's life. And with that, the story comes to an end. So friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.